a short bus adventure. Today, everybody, is a long-awaited opportunity to get to hang out with me and my man Nasty right here. We got the short bus. Now, from previous episodes, you guys may have guessed that my man Nasty lives in a van down by the river.
That's right.
And today, we're doing that together with this bad boy right here. Yeehaw! This bad boy right here. Come along, everybody. This is gonna be a good time. Okay, camp is set, the work is over. It's time to get some food in our bellies. And today, I'm doing a recipe that I saw on Instagram. If you guys don't know, a lot of the inspiration, I think in cooking or even making these videos comes from other places. When you're watching videos or seeing like the little reels on Instagram, that's where I get a lot of my ideas. And I just like to put my own little twist on it. So that's what we're doing here today. The other day I was scrolling around, being a degenerate, just like we all are on Instagram, and I saw somebody stuff salmon. And I've never done that before. So the recipe that we're doing today is ricotta spinach stuffed salmon. Let's get it done. So first things first, I'm gonna get my grill warm, get this thing going. Okay, so it's time to get our stuffing prepared. What I'm gonna do here, take some ricotta cheese. Probably only need about half of it, honestly. Should be about good. Next, for the spinach. I just got some baby spinach leaves. I'm gonna keep these fairly big. I could throw them in there whole, but what the worst part about using a whole leaf of spinach is, when you go to take a bite, the whole thing pulls out, kind of like an onion ring almost. When you get that onion pull out of its shell, we wanna keep the onion in the shell. Next, I'm gonna use one small shallot. And this I'm gonna slice up, or chop up pretty small. I want these nice little pieces, that way I'm getting little flavor bursts with each bite. Couple chunkers of garlic. I'm gonna do a small splash of my favorite Pontac, a tablespoon or so of the Pontac, which is basically a Worcestershire sauce, and a small bit of Hippie Cowboy. That looks good, that looks good, that looks good in the hood. The nice part about the ricotta cheese is the viscosity level is super high compared to any other cheese. It's not gonna melt out of that fish, and so it'll actually stay in there, the fish will stay stuffed, and we'll be able to enjoy that flavor as we go to eat the fish and not have it all just melted out into the bottom of the pan. So we're looking good here. That's a heck of a stuffing. Now, Springer season is upon us, so I am taking the opportunity to eat the last couple pieces of spring salmon that I have left from last year. And ain't she a beaut. I'm gonna go right down the center piece. Nice sharp knife really is gonna help you on this one, you guys. Make sure you keep that level right there all the way through, and slowly open her up and add my stuffing. Oh, that looks good. That looks really good. Okay, fold that back over. That's really nice. Okay, next step is to season our outer layer of the fish, which is simple. I'm gonna keep it real, keep it easy, because there's gonna be a lot of flavor coming from the inside there. So once again, a little bit of the Pontac, adds a great flavor. Obviously I didn't fillet all the way, or I didn't butterfly all the way out to the end of that belly. And the reason that being is because the belly is the best part of the fish. It should be enjoyed by itself as the first bite or two of the meal. So a little bit of Pontac. I'm gonna go the animal style. This has a little bit of cayenne, it has Parmesan cheese, and it has a little extra secret sauce in there. That looks wonderful. And just for good taste, I'm gonna put a little dollop on top. Why not? Okay, she's ready to go on the grill. Time to make Das Boot. I'm gonna do the old double over under. That will do. In the transfer. Oh, like a glove. Onto the flame we go. Smells done. Come and get it! Oh my God, look at the caramelization. Yeah. I think that's a keeper recipe, everyone. Only one way to find out, though. We got to stick it in our mouths.
So juicy.
It's almost a shame to eat, you know? Kind of just want to sit here and look at it the rest of the day. We got stuff to do. here we go. First bite to my lovely host.
Brother. Oh.
Is it hot? Okay, not everybody has a impaired mouth like me. It's hot. Aside from the burnt tongue, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, isn't it?
The spinach is a great compliment. The ricotta is a real mellow taste. It doesn't overpower the flavor of that fish. We got the animal style on top, which is that little bit of cayenne that you're tasting. A little bit of zang and a wang. Wow. Holy cripes. That is beautiful.
This side over here oozing out of the fish.
I gotta do it. I gotta eat the ooze.
Yeah.
Gotta eat your ooze.
It wiggles. That's what they call the drip, dog.
Ooh.
The drip.
Ooh. It's a good way to live life. Let the shenanigans begin.
All right.
Well, PE's over.
Yeah.
Time for arts and crafts.
I love it.
All right, you ready for arts and crafts time?
I am. Show
Well,
me something.
we need ammunition for our plans here. It all starts with a jig head, a vise, and some dead animals. And put together in the right way, creates pure magic. So I'm gonna take my thread, give myself a little base layer of thread all the way down the hook so that my rabbit fur doesn't go slipping off when we start catching giants. Now, arguably the most important part, tail. I cut about 3 or 4 inches off. And the beauty of this design is the simplicity. Basically, what we're trying to make here is something that lives in the natural environment where we're going to be fishing. Sculpin live in pretty much every body of freshwater in the world. And this time of year, when the fish are hungry and there's not too many insects, they're going to be meat eaters. So we're going to give them the meat. I'm going to tie just the tip of that rabbit fur on there, get it locked in, and just like that, we got tail. Throw a quick little loop over it, tighten her up. Step number 1 is completed. Now we're on to the body, arguably just as important. And for this, we're going to change colors. You'll notice some places in different areas where these fish live, or these little sculpins live, they'll have different color variations. So, that being the case, we're in a river that has a lot of dark structure, a lot of dark rocks. These are going to be a little bit darker colored fish. They kind of blend in with their environment, so we want to be all natural. So, to give ourselves the body we need to make sure to lay that rabbit fur at the appropriate angle. So I'm going to point the actual leather part of it up towards the jig head, secure it down with a couple wraps, and then give myself the appropriate distance in between those first wraps and the head of that jig. Now, start wrapping. Yeah, it's all coming together. One more wrap, and that should do it. Pull our fibers of our hair back just like so. 1, 2, 3 wraps over to lock it down, and we cut our remaining leather. Now that we have a fine tail and a thick body, time for the neck. All right, now for the neck, which is arguably probably the most tricky part of this equation. We're going to take a little piece of pheasant feather, which my good friend Phil, who will be joining us tomorrow, gave me. Basically take off the remaining parts of that feather that we don't want to use. These little bits right here are what's going to be giving us that little bit of movement and that little bit of body. I'm going to pull those hairs back, expose just the tip of that feather. That's how I'm going to lock that thing down onto the hook shank. 3 wraps, cut your tag, secure your stem, and wrap away. So, to make sure that that thing all stays together, I'm going to do about 2 or 3 more wraps right behind the jig head. Make sure it looks pretty. Rule number 1, looking good. Then we finish it off with this little tool here called a whip finish. We'll make ourselves a little triangle of death. 1, 2, 3 wraps. Pull it tight. And just for safe measures, 1, 2, 3 more. And that dog will hunt. There it is. We'll call it Short Bus Sculpin. All right, well, one down. You want to give her a shot?
I want to give her a shot.
All right. Yep.
And it'll lay that way and they all go back.
Yep, you got to lay it from the far side towards you and then grab onto that little
This is the far side.
Yep. Run that thread all the way down the hook right to the head.
Cool.
Doesn't get much better than that, huh?
No, it doesn't, man. It's the only thing that's going to make it better is sticking fish with it.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it's all about.
Right on.
Learning. Learn
Thanks,
something
bro.
every day.
Absolutely.
So this is how it starts, huh?
Apparently.
Story of my life. When your day starts like this and you spill your coffee, you know it's going to be a good day. Hey, could you hand me that rod?
I would love to, but
Unknitting badge.
how did we manage?
The unknitting, yeah.
The unknitting badge.
Yeah, Grandma taught me this.
What do we got?
No, Grandma just taught me not to eat too many cherries. She always said if you eat too many cherries, you'll get the Chicago two-step.
Ooh. The boot, scoot, and boogie.
Yep, make you shit like a goose. Okay, little, it's time for adventure. This is treacherous, everyone. Treachery. Sheer treachery. Oh, that's a really hard hitting rock. I can't lose the Herzog thing on the first cast. This is a unique method. You leave it snagged, you open the bail, throw your rod in the bushes. Perfect. And then we go fishing.
Very nice. What did you do? I caught me a nice fish.
Wow. How's it feel? So, our goal for fishing today is to catch fish, obviously. But as you saw last night, we all spent time creating our own innovative lures. This one right here is one that I actually didn't tie last night. This is a good friend of mine, a man who taught me how to do this style of fishing, Mr. Bill Herzog. It's one of his ties. He gave me a little box of beauty at the sportsman show. Can't see that. There he is. Oh, good hit too. Oh God, he's taking line. Oh, took a little. Oh, that's a really nice one. He's rolling like a big old chinook. Ooh, first fish of the day. Oh, that's a good one, dude. Come on, stay on. I want to show the people. First rule of journalism: give the people what they want. Oh, look at it. It's a bull trout. It's a bull trout. No, actually, it's a pike minnow. What a party foul. That was deceiving. Look at that though. Apparently these guys are eating sculpins. Actually, honestly, a fairly pretty fish. I hate to say it because we don't like these things. These are an invasive species to the Columbia River and the surrounding areas and basically all the tributaries. These things are everywhere now, and they come from the Midwest. These are the same species that people use for bait fish, and they were introduced on accident just by people fishing here in the Pacific Northwest, and now they've kind of taken over. They eat a lot of the salmon and steelhead smolt, and there's actually a bounty on these things. But nevertheless, I don't like to kill for fun. I'll let him go. Psych. These little guys. With the coming of the season comes the pests. Oh, I think I got another one on me. Only one way to deal with these guys. I know someone out there is going to say, Jordan, you shouldn't hurt that poor chick.
Fishing in the trees over here, gentlemen. Hung up on the log, everybody. Of course.
Time to find a new spot. Okay, relocating. Usually if you catch those pike minnows in those slow spots, it means there's not a lot of trout around. Those things like to sit in those predatory areas, kind of out of the current and in a little more lazy spot. So I'm gonna come up here in a little more trouty water.
There we go. Oh, that's a big son of a right there, whatever that is. Holy shnikes. It's all bent up. He's taking me, I don't know what the heck is going. Oh man, he's way good twitch. Nice one. Big twitch. I got that. Yep. Homemade. Very nice. Fantastic. Put a smile on your face.
Oh, there he is. Good one, good one, good one. Oh, first cast to there. Oh, he's up in the trees. Oh, he's way in the trees. Oh my God. Jesus Moses. Wow, what a fish. Finally, it was my turn. It's been a slower morning for me, but I knew we would prevail. Oh, what a freaking nice fish. Beautiful red side rainbow trout. Just inhaled the jig. Apparently they like eating sculpins. So the jigs that we're making here and the ones we were tying are basically mimicking a natural species that lives in the river. They're a sculpin. They live in just about every single body of water in the world. And this time of year when there's not a lot of bugs, these fish will really key in on those bigger meals because we don't have a lot of bug hatches. There's not a lot of activity as far as insect growth. And so these things really will key in on the big protein meals. We just gave him some protein. Let's do it again. He's on.
Atta boy. Oh, little red side. Down the weeds. There you go. Nice.
Well, my fishy friends, right as we are getting to the boat ramp, we got a call to go and do another amazing adventure, and I'm gonna make it a next Stay Fishy. So what that means is this is the ending of today. What a fun experience. I love being with my man Nasty Nate, and we're actually headed out again next week on another river adventure that you guys are not gonna wanna miss. It's been a while since the last time I got to do this. I hope you guys join us for the next episode, and until next time, you all stay fishy. We'll see you out there.